Okay, so the first thing you do is when you open it, there might be some advertisements here or something, or telling you to buy this Corel Draw on Corel Draw. But what you need to do is open a new sheet, right? So you're going to open a new one. Make sure you name it every time. Never leave it like this, okay? Ever, ever, ever. What are you working on? Let's say you're working on a cat sticker, or you're working on, something for the guidance office, a poster, whatever you're working on. So just, make sure you name it. I'm just going to call it guidance for now. And you could use RGB. I don't think this is super important, but I usually click RGB. And if this is the laser cutter, it has to be 32 by 18. That's our workspace. That's how wide the cutter can cut, and this is how tall up and down it can do. And that's it. Now, if this is for the Roland printer, you can pretty much put it. Oops, you can put it anything you want. Uh, so it could be anything you want. It actually should just be the size of the thing you're making. So if you're making a 4-inch by 4-inch sticker and you don't want that sticker to be bigger than that, then just put 4 inches and 4 inches. So you're making a poster that's 32 inches by 30 inches, then put that number. So put exactly what you need to build. So it's like you want the exact size piece of paper to start drawing on. You can pretty much do it. Just keep in mind, I think width wise, the Roland printer's biggest stuff is around 51 and a half inches right here. And then, of course, up and down, this one up and down, you can go as much as you want because it's on a roll of paper. You can do it hundreds and hundreds of inches if you had to, you know. Anyway, for the laser cutter, we're going to do 32 by 18 and push OK. That'll give us this thing. You can see it's named here. If you need to do a second one, you can work on multiple sheets right here. Work on something for cat and put OK. And you can have this one and you can have this one. Okay, so you can have different ones up here. So we'll just work on this guidance office one. And you have all these cool things. You have different shapes and circles and whatnot. So right now we're just going to do text boxes and click text box. And we're going to do large letters. Let's say 150 point. That doesn't matter because you can just grow it later. And let's say you need these cool fonts right here. Let's say uh, some athletic fonts right here. And we're going to say cardinal. So I'm going to write the word cardinal. So if I stick this through the laser and I say go do this in the laser cutter right now, it would not cut these for sure because it doesn't have the lines. It's black. It would just be able to burn this onto something, but it wouldn't be able to cut those letters out. To do that, there's two options. Okay, so we're going to click this arrow here, and we're going to make sure that we're selecting all these letters. And you can go to text. How do you find this text right here? Uh, I think that you could just go to text and click text. Make sure this is checked right here, and that'll open that up. For example, if I accidentally close this out by clicking this X, it's not here. And I would just go to text and go to text, and there it's open. So one way I could do it is I can go uniform right here. This is the line where it says none. There's no lines. I can click hairline, and right now they're black, so you don't see them. But I'm going to change them to red. 255 right here. So this is 255. This is 0 green, 0 blue. 255 is full blast. That's the only way you're going to cut. So right now, this would cut. Now, if you don't want it to burn the black here on the letters, which you never do, it takes forever. Most of the time, we just want to paint letters, with paint. So we'll go ahead and take that black off and just go back to the text right here. And uniform fill with black, you could just say uniform fill, no fill. And there we go. So now the laser knows to cut these out. How does it know that? Because it has lines, and those lines are hairline right here, and they're pure red. 255 red and 0 everything else. Has to be that exact combo right here, or it will not work. The other way to do this is, let's say, I'm going to click new letters here. Let's do a different font. I'll do Arial Rounded. Let's go big here. And I'll say, there we go. And this one right here. The other way to do it is to highlight it all, say object, and say convert to curves right here. So make sure your letters are highlighted, go to object, and say convert to curves. When you do that, you'll notice that they'll sometimes you can notice that these are like curved edges now. It's hard to see that now, but to mess with it, we're going to highlight all. Now you can see how I clicked on it? You can see all these curves. So now the lines are there. We know they're there. You need to go to properties and then we can mess with it. What if you can't find properties? Click object and make sure properties is checked. For example, if this is X'd out and it's not here and I can't find properties, just go to object, go to properties, and there we go. This is the line we're talking about, the color. So I can say, yes, I want it. It's hairline. Right now it was none. And the color is red, 255, pure red. Enter. So I pushed 255 and I pushed enter and 0 green. And so when I click here, you should see that it's red. There it is. You can see the red line. Now let's go to the bucket. That's the fill color. Um, and the fill color, we're going to put none right here. This is this X line. So none. And so now it's the same way. That's the same way. It's just two different ways. One way, we just clicked on the text and we did it here. The other way, we converted to curves and we said bucket filled none and hairline none. Let me give you a quick example if I would have done it backwards a little bit. So let's click here and let me just choose a new font just for fun. Something different. Let's say Cooper. Here we go. And technology. Let's say you want this bigger. You can grab from the corner and get it whatever size you want. And I'm going to say, I'm going to highlight it and say object. I just clicked on it a couple times to highlight it. Object, convert to curves. There we go. And if I click this arrow right here so I can select it, you'll see that it's curved. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. Double click on it and you can see. But you don't have to double click on it. Just select it one time. Go to your properties. Remember, if you cannot find properties, go to object. Make sure properties is checked. It should be over here. And look at this. I'm going to say don't fill it with anything. Notice it disappeared. It's still there. You can see these little nodes everywhere. But there's no lines and no fill. So the fill is none and the line is none. So let's go to hairline. There we go. So see, I just want to show you what happens when you do it backwards. It may look like it disappeared on you. And then I'm going to say, of course, the color, change it red, and the laser cutter will know to cut that out. And that's the other way to do it. Okay, so hopefully you learn a little bit about these letters and how to prepare them for lining. Now, if this was for the Roland printer, there's a different way to do it. Actually, you do exactly the same thing. It's just a different color. So instead of red, it's still hairline. Um, you would go here to the color and you would click this 3 or 9 dots right here. Click that and then click this selection. Click Roland because that's the type of printer it is. Click Roland VersaWorks and it has to be this magenta color right here. And that's it. So now it's the magenta color. You can see that when I click off of it. See this? This would tell the giant printer that's in Oliver's room to cut this out of the paper, or the sticker. So if you print it on a sticker or something like that, it would cut the sticker out like that so you can have little stickers with these letters. It cuts it with a blade, not with a laser. It has like a little razor blade that it cuts it all with. So if I want to do that here, I would click, right now it's set up for the laser, and I would just click these 3 lines and click VersaWorks. That's it. I don't have to find it again because once you do it once, it's already there. So click it here and then you'll notice it's hairline just like before, but instead of 255 red, 0 green, 0 blue, we need a super special color under Roland VersaWorks. Remember, it's if you forgot how to do it, actually I don't know how to do it now. You have to click Roland, spot Roland VersaWorks. That's how you do it. And this will pop up. You just click this magenta and this will how you knew it. So remember, this will not work in the laser. This will work on the Roland printer now. So that's it.